Are you ready?
Hi guys and welcome to Scottish and Scared. I'm Stefanie.
I'm Shannon.
Oh god, and welcome back. Sorry, I'm just laughing because directly in front the studio that we record in, I say studio, I mean small cupboard. My bathroom is directly
There.
across the hallway. And Shannon, just before we started recording, decided that she needed to go do
A pee-pee.
Yep. And she left the door open, stared me right in the eyeballs as she peed, and told me to start recording.
So sorry about a little bit of interruption coming in.
The image is still in my head and it's just made me laugh. Oh, God. I have a little ghost story for you, Shannon.
Oh.
But before we get into that,
Right.
if you guys remember in our first episode in the Loch Ness Monster, we kind of talked a bit about why we are so obsessed with anything strange and unusual. And it was due to our Uncle Tom. Our dear Uncle Tommy.
Oh, I love you so much.
We have since had a phone call from said Uncle Tommy telling us to no longer tell anyone any of his stories.
And to now talk about Peter Pan.
And we were to talk about Peter Pan for some reason and make him out to be this hero. But no, Uncle Tom, you're not.
A hero.
You prank us, you scare us, you terrify us.
But we love you.
Well, we do love you. So because you've asked us not to say any more, I am going to tell one more story about our Uncle Tommy that he used to do when we were young. Our great Auntie Betty and Uncle Tom have a very small backyard, but it is a yard nonetheless. And when we were younger, we would camp out in the yard. So we had this like really big, horrible looking
Orange tent. Oh, it was awful.
And we would like pitch it.
Leave the back door open at night so we could sleep outside.
So we would pitch it. We'd get all the sleeping bags. We'd all lie with my younger sister. My Aunt Betty would leave the back door unlocked. Well, she would have done that anyway, but because we never ever used to sleep in the tent overnight, this was due to the fact that Uncle Tom
Would terrify us.
wait about half an hour of us lying in the tent sleeping. He would come out and he would drag his nails across the side of the tent and he'd go, rawr, rawr.
And that noise sticks in your brain forever.
So that's forever the noise that we associate with werewolves because... Yep.
It sounds like when Simba tries to rawr for the first time.
That is exactly what it sounds like, Shannon, when he's like... That's exactly what it sounds like. But no, Tom, I will continue every episode to start the episode with a story of how you terrified...
And there's plenty more to come.
Oh yeah, there's
there's thousands.
Countless pranks, scares, you name it. And it wasn't all werewolves. Plenty other things as well. I would like to tell you a little ghost story that I have that happened recently in my haunted house.
Oh?
Yep. So I was actually in the bath, relaxing, drinking a non-alcoholic beer.
The Budweiser.
You know, living the life, playing my music. And as I'm laying there, just chilling, the door swings open and it's my dad. And I go, oh my God, what are you doing? What the fuck?
Oh no.
So he runs back out the toilet and he's like, I'm so sorry. He says, you were out of the bath. I says, I wasn't out of the bath, obviously. So it turns out my dad had actually seen somebody walk through the hall into my room. And he just assumed that it was me coming out of the bath. So
my God.
So that's why he came in to go to the bathroom because he didn't.
That's
he didn't
awful. No.
I mean, I don't know why he didn't hear the music and think, well, she's obviously still in the bath, but that's the reason why he came flying into the bathroom like a bat out of hell, scaring the living shit out of me.
It's actual class.
So that's why we had a ghost experience.
But that ghost is constant though. You have told me so many about that.
It's always my room.
And you're saying, aye, that's your room. It sits. That's so strange.
So I'm going to start keeping a log of these incidents and updating Shannon at the start of the episodes so she can keep in the loop with the hauntings in this house. I also have another ghost story to tell you, Shannon.
Yes.
Because the location of today's episode is our lovely capital city of Edinburgh.
Oh, right,
so,
okay.
In the spirit of Edinburgh, I thought I would tell you a little ghost story that I experienced
when you were
while
there.
I was there. When I was like 15.
Right, okay.
Now, my story debunks somebody else's story. You'll understand, right, when I tell you. So, when I was in high school, we used to do these trips at the end of every year where we would go to like Edinburgh, and we would go to the vaults, and we would go to the dungeons, and we would go to like the different places that's haunted in Edinburgh. And I was actually on the trip that we took to Edinburgh to go to the vaults,
Right.
which is underground.
Uh-huh.
I think it's supposed to be a scare attraction, but there is some pretty morbid history behind it. So we were down in the vaults. You kind of go on a tour. They tell you what each vault was, is what it was used for. And then we got into the last vault where there's kind of like, they tell you this big scary story, and then there's kind of a scare at the end of it.
Right.
Sorry to anybody that wants to go, but that's what happened when I was like 12. And
I've never been.
25.
We're going to go in October for my birthday.
Yep, so I'm 25 now, so this is what happened when I was 12, right? So anyway, after the big scare, everybody's like, oh, and try to calm down, and everybody's breathing and laughing. So we're walking out of the vault, and I'm like the last, well, I thought I was the last person to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all kind of holding hands, and like everybody was scared, so everybody was holding hands and arms around each other. And I was actually holding the hand of a boy that I was really good friends with at school, and then I had someone holding my hand behind me. So as I'm walking down the hallway, I go to step down the steps, and as I put my foot forward to step down, the hand that's holding my hand at the back lets go. So I tripped, because obviously they let go as I was about to step, so I fell forward.
What?
And when I fell forward, I shoved the girl in front of me by accident,
Aye.
because I was falling, and she kind of fell. So she got up and she was like, a ghost pushed me, alright? So she thought a ghost had pushed her down these stairs.
Oh
So I didn't want to be the person that was like, no, it wasn't a ghost.
was
So I was just
me.
like, oh my god, really, a ghost? It was really me. So if
Aye.
you're listening, I'm really sorry, but
no!
it wasn't a fucking ghost, it was me.
Sorry
But
about that.
I turned around to be like, why
Where's
would you
that
let
person?
go of my hand? Like, blah, blah, blah. There was nobody there. There was nobody there.
Are you kidding?
Nobody. There was nobody there. So I was freaking out because
You were holding somebody's hand.
somebody, oh, like, I'm so serious, somebody was holding my hand.
You
and
can actually feel like the hand clasp.
Like, somebody was holding my hand, and then they just let go as I went to step down, and I kind of tripped forward. So then we kind of went back upstairs, and they've got like a small gift shop and stuff. And I was like, I was visibly shaking up, because that's never happened to me. I've never had like a
Anything like
paranormal.
that?
Well,
No.
obviously I have a lot of like I see a lot of things, but I've never actually physically had an experience like that. And the woman who works in the gift shop was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I just had like, sorry, I just thought I had a weird experience." And then she was kind of walking us around the gift shop, and she said, she was kind of telling us all about different ghosts, and she said there's a little boy called Jack who is in the vaults, and he likes to hold the hands of women that go in. And I honestly,
Oh my god!
I've never been so
That's wrong.
gobsmacked in my entire life.
That's insane.
100%.
So you could be holding has to be Jack's hand?
100%. I felt someone hold my hand and then let go, and that's why I fell, because I was like, "Fuck, they let go of my hand."
Oh my
I just
god.
fell.
That is mental.
So my story debunked somebody else's story, because they thought it was a ghost that pushed them, but it was me. Sorry,
Soz.
but I just let them have their moment.
Aye. Well, I had mine.
I'm just at the back, like freaking out. But that is my Edinburgh ghost story.
That's madness. That is absolute madness.
100% someone
How?
holding my hand.
How, like, no. Like, I've seen shit, but I've not felt what you say. Like, somebody. Oh no. I'm actually getting goosebumps. Like, I feel freezing.
No, it
right
didn't.
now.
It didn't feel like a cold hand or anything like that. I just felt like someone was holding my hand, and I just was normally walking around, and then I turned around thinking it was one of my friends or a teacher or something, and there was nobody there.
That's insane.
So that's my Edinburgh ghost story, guys.
That's fried. But I
So-
can't wait to go here. I'm
Same.
actually so busy.
Same. Me and Shannon are actually travelling to Edinburgh in October.
For my birthday.
Well, it's for your birthday, but let's be honest, Ian, it's really for my birthday.
Yeah. Hers is the week after mine, guys.
I'm the 25th and Shannon's the 18th. Halloween, babies.
Yeah, bub.
As I said, Shannon, today's episode is centred around our
Edinburgh.
very, I don't know the word I'm looking for, creepy capital city.
It is a quite creepy city, but even when you look at it, like, all the buildings are quite creepy.
Right, I say this to my brother all the time, right? He's actually sick of me saying it. Whenever I go to Edinburgh, the place creeps me out. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I know all the history
All
and the
that.
things that have happened there. You know, the plague and we talked about the witch
Witches.
trials and like stuff like that. It really, really creeps me out. There's just this weird, like, melancholy vibe. It's dull. It's grey. I've never been to Edinburgh and it's been sunny. I don't know if that's just obviously seasonal, but
Mm.
it's always grey and dark and rainy. I've never been there and it's
When
been
it's nice.
and it's like buildings on top of buildings.
Aye,
So it's
that's
like,
what creeps me out. Like, it's no like nice looking buildings. Like, some of them are stunning, but I'm just like, nah.
there's like buildings on top of buildings, and there's like alleyways, and there's closes, and there's like, you feel like Jack the Ripper would live there. That's
Yeah.
what you feel like. It's really a weird place. And you look out your window in your hotel and you just see buildings.
It would, don't mean to offend them, but there's stays in Edinburgh.
No, it's a
but-
beautiful city. It's
Aye.
absolutely gorgeous. And to be honest, like, I love creepy stuff, so I do have like a place in my heart for the city.
Aye.
I love going and I love like all that kind of stuff. It's just a strange feeling that I get whenever I go there, and it's just very,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. As I said, today's episode we find ourselves in our very own capital city of Edinburgh, or Edinburgh, or Edinburgh, or whatever way you want to pronounce it. We say Edinburgh.
Brah. Brah. Brah.
If you visit the southern part of the Old Town, there you will find a cemetery known
Oh.
as Greyfriars Kirkyard,
Mm-hmm.
which we have actually, well, I've been.
I've been with Manny Betty just to see at the start. I've not actually been in.
So you've not been inside it.
No. I seen a wee dog.
So this cemetery dates back to the 1560s, with an estimated 100,000 people being buried there.
Oof.
This is just the number of recorded bodies and burials. It's said that there are bodies buried in every inch of the kirkyard, including under pathways and walkways.
That's insane.
So, like, everywhere that you walk in there, there's
Is that body?
probably, you're walking on somebody's grave. And it's probably not just one person's grave, there's probably, like, layers.
That actually gave me goosebumps at
That-
that arms
that-
and hairs are standing up.
No, that gives me shivers. So when I was about to say the kirkyard there.
Fuck yard.
When the kirkyard was first constructed, it was almost like a ravine, so it kind of went down like this.
Right, okay.
And it would kind of go down underground like
Mhm.
this, right? But if you've ever been there, you'll know it looks more like it's on a
It's
hill.
gone uphill. Aye, it does look like it's gone uphill.
That's because of the amount of bodies that are buried there.
Seriously?
It's literally raised the ground level.
Okay, so fuck. Oh, that's terrifying.
That's how many people are buried there. It's now like
I can see when you first walk up to the gate, it is all like as if it is going up.
as if
like
you're
that.
walking up a hill, and then when you go inside, it's like you're walking up a hill as well, and then it kind of levels out.
Right? That's so weird.
And if you're Scottish, you'll know that when it rains here, it can rain for days, sometimes weeks.
And pores.
Yep, and this would cause the bodies to rise out of the ground, in particularly bad weather. So obviously it would get muddy, and it would rain and rain and rain
So
and
the
rain.
bodies start coming out wee horns like,
Yep.
Oh no.
Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, that was an awful film.
Don't talk about that film, it mentally scarred me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like being the groundskeeper
Yeah, walking by.
and like you walk
Don't know.
you walk into the kirkyard to just do your rounds, and then you just start to see, and you're in the rain, so like it's that,
Oh,
and
horror
then you just
film.
start to see parts of corpses and skeletons sticking out of the ground. Ooh.
I would shit myself. I would drop my torch and run like fuck. Told you, I'm the flight.
She's the flight.
There is no fight about this. I'm off. I'm not having it anymore.
So although it does sound really creepy and macabre, the cemetery really is. It's a beautiful and
Yeah.
it's tranquil. It really is. There are a lot of tombs and graves that have beautiful stonework on them. Some have skulls and angels. I'll put some photos up on our Instagram for you guys to check out. It's also very green, if that makes sense.
Aye, there's loads of grass.
There's grass and there's trees, and in the summer it is like a really beautiful place
Mm-hmm.
because the trees are in bloom and like
Yeah.
you know it's really beautiful. It's beautiful in the autumn too because like all the leaves come off and they're amber and it looks kind of creepy because the trees are like skeletons almost. But it is really a beautiful place if you're ever there and you're looking for somewhere just like peace and quiet.
Mhm.
I would go. It is a beautiful place, and as I said, like the stonework on some of the graves. It's really beautiful. There's my favourite one, I'll put that on Instagram, is like there's one with a skull and crossbones.
Right.
But it is really beautiful. I love stuff like that. Like, I don't know why, I just find it really, really beautiful. A lot of people have probably heard of this cemetery as it's most famous for the story of Greyfriars Bobby.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not familiar with the story, it is about a small Skye Terrier called Bobby, whose owner was buried in the kirkyard after sadly losing his battle with tuberculosis. The story goes that Bobby would sleep at his master's grave every single night for 14 years after he died.
How sad's that?
I know.
And they put a statue of
So it's a very heartwarming story. It's about a wee loyal dog. It's really cute.
Man.
Across from the entrance to the kirkyard, there is a small statue of Bobby,
Yep.
which you can have your photo taken with. If you ever go, you'll probably notice that his nose is a different colour from the rest of his body. That is because, for some reason, people think it's good luck to rub his nose, which has caused the paint to wear away down to the brass.
Yeah.
So the council's constantly like trying to like repaint it, and
It doesn't work.
I think it's actually quite cute the way it is because
Mhm.
it's a story. So like people say, "Oh, why is his nose like that?" and you say, "Oh, it's good luck." It's kind of,
Yeah.
I think that's cute. Another fun fact, which I'm sure you'll enjoy, Shannon.
Oh.
If you look at some of the names on the headstones from the kirkyard, you may see a few that you recognise. I want to see how many you recognise.
Right, okay.
William McGonagall,
I know McGonagall.
Elizabeth Moody, Thomas Riddle,
What?
Robert Potter.
Oh.
Do you know any of the names?
Potter.
Well, obviously.
You're a wizard, Harry.
J.K. Rowling she was trying to come up with some of the names for the characters, obviously, in her books. She visited the kirkyard and she obviously took some inspiration from the
did she?
gravestones. She took the names directly.
That's how I was like, I know that Potter and I know McGonagall because that's out of there.
Right, so she took the names directly for the headstones and
That's
she put them in her
insane.
books.
That's class. Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was quite...
I do like Harry Potter,
A bit of
guys.
trivia.
I just wasn't. Mine wasn't here right now.
I love how this person that was buried there called Thomas Riddle is now... His name's been stolen and he's now... His name's most famous for being associated with Voldemort.
Oh, aye, actually.
So it's like the guy's...
Voldemort, his name knows. That thing's terrifies the life out
Oh,
of me.
that's so funny. I need to stop saying that's so funny.
That's so
That's
funny.
so funny. So there are a lot of different ghost stories and creepy goings on within this cemetery, but today I specifically would like to tell you about the Mackenzie Poltergeist.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, we're about to get into that, Shannon. So when I was a kid, I used to have tons of books about ghosts and haunted places from around the world. This cemetery was always in these books and it was always claimed to be one of the most haunted in the world. So to me that's a pretty big deal,
Yeah.
considering we can actually go visit it and we don't live that far away from it.
No, it's only an hour or something, I assume. 50.
It was really interesting to read some of the stories and actually get into the history behind them, because that's not something that they give you in these books. It's just like, oh, look how scary this place is, and they put like black and white photographs. So who or what is the Mackenzie Poltergeist?
Aye, what is that?
What is it? Who is it?
I think I've heard of this before, but not... No, I'm not even going to just go. Just go. Just do it. Shut up, son.
It's believed to be the restless spirit of Sir George Mackenzie. He was born in 1636 and was a prominent lawyer from Dundee who was actually involved in a lot of the witch trials, which
beautiful.
we talked about in a previous episode.
Yep.
He was knighted and became a member of the Scottish Parliament for the County of Ross from 1669 to 1674.
Ooh.
He then went on in 1677 to become Lord Advocate.
Oh.
At this time in Scotland, there was a lot of religious conflict going on. I mentioned this in our witch trials episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
The king at the time was kind of trying to bring the country under one religious ideology, and he had implemented the Common Book of Prayer as the preferred religious book.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who showed any sort of opposition to this book would be held for treason, and it was George Mackenzie who was responsible for persecuting these people.
Oh, right.
On February 28th, 1638, a group of Scottish churchmen met in the kirkyard and signed what is now known as the National Covenant.
Right, what's that?
This was like a document. So these churchmen, they rejected all religious views of the king.
Right.
And the document stated only Jesus Christ himself could be the spiritual head of the church. So they all signed this document,
Mm-hmm.
basically just rejecting
Aye, what he
his
was saying.
religious views. It was then circulated all over the country and was signed by over 60,000 Scots.
Oh my god.
And anyone who signed it was then known as a Covenanter. All of these people, the 60,000 Scots, they were like, no, we're not about that, fam. We don't really...
I wouldn't want into that.
No. Which, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's their right.
Aye,
But
they can...
it's a different time and
Yeah, you weren't allowed that right back then.
no. In 1679, the Covenanters were defeated at the Battle of Bothwell Bridge. It's said that around 3,000 of them were captured
Right.
and imprisoned in Greyfriars in an area which is now known as the Covenanters' Prison.
Oh.
These people were personally overlooked by George Mackenzie, and his treatment of these prisoners earned him the nickname Bloody Mackenzie.
So what he done to them, basically?
So I think that pretty much tells you
it's-
everything that you need to know.
Aye. It paints a picture in your head.
The living conditions that these people were forced to deal with were deplorable and would result in a lot of deaths along with starvation. Almost 1,200 prisoners died. The conditions were so bad that it was known as the world's first concentration camp. That's how bad it was.
What?
So these people were just crammed into this like wee area of the
And
kirkyard.
left?
Well, they were
Tortured, whatever else was happening to them?
basically. So the guards were able to beat and torture these people at will, as was Mackenzie. Some of the prisoners were eventually executed, and any that were left living were packed onto boats and shipped off as slaves. Mackenzie is said to be responsible for 18,000 Covenanter deaths, which, may I add, were all fellow Scots. So,
Fucking arsehole.
so he kind of was like bros with the king.
Fuck the Scots, basically.
Listen, fam. No, because he was a Scot.
Well, clearly was if you're king of rain. Nae Scotters.
But he was kind of bros with the king and was like, right, okay,
Aye.
I'll do your bidding.
I'll do what you want me to do.
Just not a very nice man.
Nah.
After John Mackenzie died, his body was ironically placed in a mausoleum in the kirkyard, which is now called the Black Mausoleum. Some people don't agree with him being buried so close to the place where so many people died under his watch.
No, I don't agree with that.
But I think, see if he did do the things that he's accused of, I'm glad he is there, and I hope that he's been tormented day and night by the restless spirits of the people that died. So to me, that's like...
torture in itself.
Exactly.
Aye.
He probably didn't want to be buried there.
He probably wanted to bury somewhere else.
I hope he is there, and I hope he's getting... If he is guilty of the things that he's been linked to, then I hope he's been...
tortured?
Exactly.
100 times more than what he did.
Many people believe the following stories are the reason Mackenzie's spirit is so angry. I'm going to tell you a few stories here that lead up to why he is now known as the Mackenzie Poltergeist, and why people believe that
he's kicking about stuff.
He's just so angry and he's just pissed off, and he's like, no,
not having this shit.
Ain't doing it. So I'm not 100% on dates with this first story, and I'm not even sure it was a real event that happened, to be honest. But it is a good story, so here we go.
Let's go. I'll sit back and relax.
There was a man by the name John Haynes, a petty criminal and highwayman, who on a dark and stormy night managed to escape prison and made his way into the kirkyard. He managed to get into the Black Mausoleum and used the second chamber as a hideout from the authorities.
Mm-hmm.
He was said to be in there for about 6 to 7 months.
What?
When the police eventually caught John, he was completely incoherent and had basically lost his marbles.
Jesus.
He would tell the police over and over that the coffins would move around on their own at night in the mausoleum. It's not known what happened to him after that. So, I just want to ask you this, and I'm not trying to be like patronising. Do you know what a mausoleum is?
No.
Oh, God. I thought I was asking a pure stupid question. It's like, you know how when you go into a graveyard and you see those big buildings?
It looks like, see when you have, it's all the family are in the one.
Yep.
Like a tomb.
Exactly.
Not like a tomb.
Exactly.
But aye.
That's exactly
That's
exactly
right,
what
I know that is.
That is exactly what a mausoleum
Right,
is.
okay.
I just wanted to say that so that because I felt as if like, you were getting that look on your face like you had no idea what I was talking about.
No.
So that's what a mausoleum is. So he's buried in here with, I don't know if it's other family members, but
or other people.
I'm assuming it's other family members. He's in the Black Mausoleum.
Oh.
So then we go on to 1998, when a homeless man broke into the mausoleum to take shelter from the rain. A lot of people seem to just be like, oh, let's just break in here. And why is it that specific mausoleum?
Aye, why isn't it in the other ones?
They seem to be drawn to this one for some reason.
Because taking them in.
That's what I think. It's weird. So he was taking shelter from the rain. While he was inside, he, for some unknown reason, decided to open one of the coffins and have a peek. Why?
Why would you do that? It'd be stinking.
Why? No, not even the fact it's stinking, Shannon. Why would you do that?
It's just wrong.
As he done this, the floor gave way and he was plunged into a pit apparently filled with bodies.
What?
It said that it could have been a plague pit. So do you know what a plague pit is?
Aye, all the people that were... Oh.
Yep, due to the bodies being sealed from the elements, some of them were still in some stage of decomposition. It's thought to be this event that really kick-started all the activity and the attacks in the kirkyard, obviously due to the bodies being disturbed.
Aye.
That story, like, one... Bruh, why are you even opening a coffin to see what's inside it? You know what's inside it, it's a body.
And how the fuck the flare gain way? That's just fucking fried.
Aye. Again, this story isn't... Some people say it's true, some people say it's not true.
It sounded a bit far-fetched because the flares game way. Like, and there's bodies underneath it, so there's like...
I mean, there could have been.
But how could the floor just give way, Steph?
Because it's old.
Oh,
1998?
Went into a wee mausoleum, whatever this is called, and went in and thought, wait, I'm going to look in this coffin. Open up and the flare gives way. As if that's not a coincidence.
So you don't believe it's a real story?
I don't know.
It's a bit too coincidental.
Yeah.
Well, nonetheless, they say that this is kind of the event that kick-started all this paranormal activity and like the attacks and stuff like that. In 2003, a group of teenagers were caught in the graveyard, thought to have been playing football. Right, okay, this is this is my most favourite story. Is honestly, when I read it, I couldn't stop laughing. One of the teenagers had a football under his arm. Wasn't a football, Shan. It was the severed head of George Mackenzie.
You're fucking at it.
No, I'm not. It's real.
Shut up, they actually had the head.
Mhm.
How?
They had broken into the mausoleum and severed
Severed.
his head with a penknife. So for starters, a penknife,
I
that
know,
must have
could
been
you-
difficult.
How hard to get through bone with that?
I mean, he's been in there since, 16 something, 17 something, but still, that's tough going.
Aye, savage.
This is right, this is the funny bit, right? Now, okay, this is the bit that's just fucked up. They were reported to have been seen throwing the head to one another and pretending it was performing sexual acts on them.
That's sick. That's sick.
Oh, that's funny.
Tell me they had clothes on.
Obviously.
Right, that's alright then.
That's funny. You don't think that's funny?
No, it's fried. That's sick.
I started to sound like a psychopath.
I know you are. Jesus, Steph. That is quite sick.
Alright, no, but then this is my favourite. They were also using the head as a sock puppet.
Me.
Me and Sharon just both put our arms up and made like a
wee puppet.
wee puppet. I don't know why, but that just...
That's bizarre.
But let's be honest here, if Bloody Mackenzie's done all of the things that I've just said he's done, then it's probably the least he deserves.
Aye, just get his head kicked a bit.
And I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody or like saying like disrespecting, desecrating a body is like cool or funny. It's not. This guy was an arsehole, so I think that's funny.
Aye, what happened to that? Aye.
I mean, if you don't like it, then I don't care. I think it's funny. But
I thought it was sick. But
the boys did go to trial.
Did they?
One received community service and the other was given 2 years probation. Because obviously that's desecrating a corpse. That's really
Aye,
fucked
it's
up.
something they shouldn't be doing.
Security was then understandably heightened at the kirkyard to stop something like this happening again. Now, okay, I think it's funny, right? But then the more I actually think about it, what is wrong with these two teenagers?
They've just went in and cut off the head of a body.
Why on earth would you go to a kirkyard and go into a mausoleum for a start and then decide to cut off
The head.
the head of a body and take it outside
Fling it about and do stuff with
and
it.
pretend it's giving you
Pleasure.
some sort of...
Oh, stop.
I'm trying to keep it PG.
It's-
But, like, so, I mean, these kids are fucked up. But again, I do think it's funny. But yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
So this is when the activity begins to escalate again. And hundreds of documented attacks in the Covenanters prison and around the Black Mausoleum. Of these attacks, 140 people have collapsed as a result.
What?
There have been reports of people being cut and bruised. Some have been burned underneath several layers of clothing. There have been reports of unexplained smells and people hearing knocking coming from underneath the ground and inside the tomb itself.
Oh, freaky.
That is freaky. People have complained about their hair being yanked by an unseen force, as well as limbs grabbed and the feeling of being punched. There are also dead animals found at the entrance of the Black Mausoleum with no marks or obvious reasons for their deaths. Which is, and this is on a regular basis,
Aye.
that they're finding these animals, like crows and whatever.
I need to go here.
If I were you, I would jump online, have a look at some of the photos of the attacks people have suffered after visiting. I've also put a few up on our Instagram. Some of them do look a bit suspicious, but others seem pretty legit.
Yeah.
Some of them are really brutal and deep cuts and bruises, but then others you're just like, you could easily... Right, okay, we're going off subject here, but this brings me back to what I just said about the vaults. There was a boy there who was with us, and he was like, see when we got outside, he was like, oh, I've been scratched. He hadn't been scratched, he was literally sitting scratching himself really, really hard, like trying to break the skin. Right. Which I just think, why the fuck would you do that? And what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
People do that.
To try and make it look as if they have been.
But why on earth would you do that?
Because they're fucking weirdos.
So for me, I'm very sceptical when it comes to stuff like that. But some of them are, you would need somebody to hit you pretty hard to come out with some of the injuries that people are suffering here. Some of them are legit, but some of them are very, very suspicious. Yeah. I would say. So the attacks here were getting so bad that there have actually been 2 exorcisms conducted here.
What?
And obviously they really haven't worked.
Oh my Jesus. Every time I hear that exorcism, I just think of that woman just sitting on bed and going, bleh.
That's called The Exorcist.
That's hilarious.
It's like one of the biggest horror movies in the world, Channel.
Yeah, it's hilarious. She's sitting there and spews out the guy.
I just think that's so weird that you would have to exorcise a cemetery. But then no, that's no weird, because if you were going to exorcise anywhere, it probably would be a cemetery.
I think how hard that would be. There's thousands and thousands of people. Nobody wants to be freed for the demons, so I just lie there with them. Leave me be.
But attacks and stuff, they still actually, they are reported right up to today. So it's the exorcisms didn't do anything, they didn't work. Because if they did, then people would be able to visit here and know what to press charges.
Yeah.
The paranormal activity here isn't confined to the kirkyard either. There are several homes which surround the kirkyard, and there have been reports of strange goings on there as well.
Right.
In 2003, a fire broke out that tore through one of the tour company's home and office, which housed years' worth of reports, photographs and statements in relation to the poltergeist. It was the only building touched by the fire, and the cause was never established. So, if you look at photos, there's like tenement buildings around the kirkyard, or townhouses, whatever. Yeah, so one of them was like an office in one of the tour guide's home.
Right.
And they obviously had like all the stuff in there, like the witness, as I just said, like the witness testimonies and stuff like that. And there was a fire, and it was the only house that was burnt by this fire.
That's strange.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really weird.
And it's not like they're going to do that. It's not like they're going to do that, because why would they do that? Because they've just burnt
all their evidence.
all the evidence. That makes no sense.
Fried, literally.
There have also been reports of Edie laughing and furniture moving on its own in some of the surrounding homes.
Fuck that. FYI, don't move to Edinburgh.
Or don't move to the buildings surrounding the kirkyard. That's mere...
Why would you want to do that to yourself anyway?
So this area of the kirkyard was actually closed off by Edinburgh City Council, so you are only able to visit if you book a tour with the City of the Dead tours, as they have exclusive access. There were a lot of other stories people have told about this place, but it's just a lot of the same thing. Seeing things that aren't there, hearing noises that you shouldn't be, and then there are the people who have suffered some really scary attacks as a result of visiting this place.
That's madness.
But that's all I have to tell you on the Mackenzie Poltergeist.
But, like, talking about that, like, in the previous episode, like, we was, like, saying that we've seen shit and, like, stuff has happened.
Where?
Like, in the houses and stuff.
Oh, in the houses?
Aye.
Like, surrounding the kirkyard?
And then, like, previous episodes, like, we spoke about, like, ourselves. Like, I was in my bed and I seen somebody stand up, walk away. You can see shit, but I've never been experiencing something so bad, like fire, getting hurt, getting butt, getting scratched.
I know, I've never experienced anything like that either, so I think it would be terrifying
if that was
you
to happen
were to walk out of somewhere and you've just got these bruises and scratches that you don't know how you got them.
Did feel them happen to you?
I think that's pretty terrifying.
That's mad.
And as I said, some of them look painful, some of them are like
really sore.
Really, really painful looking. Some of them are burns. Like, you know how you get a burn? Like by a lighter? Some of them are like...
See, like the smiley, you see some people's smileys in school, they do that with the lighter backwards and then put the metal bit on you. Like that.
Aye. It's underneath like layers of clothing.
And so how would that happen?
That's so scary.
We should definitely go and see that when we're up there in October.
In October, we are actually going to Edinburgh for our birthdays. And we are planning on... Well, if we can, we're planning on doing some of the tours. We're going to go to the vaults, see the...
I might go to the graveyard.
I mean, I would go to Mary King's Close, but I've done that and it's absolute garbage.
Well, that's great.
I'm so sorry if you love that place and you think it's great, but I really don't like it. I really don't like it. I was actually going to do an episode on it, but I'm not. I'm not, because it just infuriates me. I'll tell you a bit about Mary King's Close, right? Okay. But first, we'll just wrap this up, right? What's your thoughts on Mackenzie Poltergeist? Like, what do you think it is? What do you think's causing it? What?
Well, he was going to chop my head off for starters. I never took his head off maybe half that when that happened. Leave the head on the body. But it is like, if you leave a body at peace, a body will be at peace. If you're disturbing something continuously and continuously and continuously, something eventually is going to happen.
Yep.
And that is what has happening. People are being burned, they're being bruised, they're being cut, animals are dead outside. That's no fun. But
see, I read somewhere, I didn't put it in the episode because every time you look into a cemetery, you get the same story
over
about
and over again.
Satanists, right?
Aye.
There's always a story about supposed Satanists going into this cemetery and performing rituals. Every single cemetery that you look into, that is the same story. And I couldn't find any reports to say that that was confirmed, that these people had been seen.
I'd done it or not.
The reason for the kirkyard being closed off was obviously due to the attacks and because people were actually going back there to use drugs and drink alcohol.
Right, like a park. Basically, people come back.
Which is obviously really fucking disrespectful.
Aye.
But that was the reason why it was closed off. There was nothing to say. There was nothing to say that there was anybody doing satanic rituals or any of that stuff. But what's interesting to me is I personally thought that it sounded kind of demonic because you've got people being burned, you've got people being scratched. There's people fainting. There's animals dying.
Yeah, that's what it just get me. Like there's something there. Something's disturbed.
That
big
sounds
time.
really, really negative and demonic to me. But then at the same time, he wasn't a very nice man.
So
So
he would be like
probably
that?
wasn't he's not probably not a very nice ghost.
Yeah.
Also important to note, I am saying all of this about him and that he done this and whatever. I mean, it's a known fact that he did this stuff, but there is reports out there saying that he didn't do this stuff and he wasn't like that and he was a good guy and blah blah blah. I don't believe them, but if he's not guilty of doing this stuff, it's
Why
kind
is
of
all
like
this happening?
it's kind of like this guy's just been disturbed for absolutely no
No
reason.
reason.
So then I could see why
You
a
would be
negative
raging.
energy would be there.
Mhm.
I don't know, I just think that sounds really demonic. And then think of how many people are buried there. Think of how many people have died in horrible...
The what we pissed off him, we just want him out. I bet that's why the other wee ghosts are like, I can't stand you anymore. We had enough. You are disturbing our peace. Get to. And you just won't leave.
Also, how many of the Covenanters died there
Exactly, so they'll be raging as well.
in horrible conditions? And then they say that negative and demonic energy feeds off
Off of that?
negativity. So if you've got all these people that have thousands and
Oh, that's
thousands
negativity there.
and thousands of people that died in horrible conditions, some
There's
obviously
going to be horrible circumstances and
some
horrible
were
shit after it.
executed, then I could totally see that something is demonic that's there. I don't want to say it's demonic, but
Yeah, it is.
that's kind of the vibe that I get.
Yeah.
And
aye.
I've read a lot of this stuff, and I watched a lot of stuff, and I know a lot of stuff. It kind of sounds demonic to me.
Yeah.
If they've done 2 exorcisms and it's still not gone, I don't know.
A third time lucky is all I'm saying. Come on.
But can you do an exorcism on a
I don't think you can
Please.
because you're trying to get something to leave something.
bit of land? You know what I mean?
How can you get? But that's asking like all those bodies to leave that land in.
But like if you do an exorcism in a home, it's a home.
As a home.
But if you're doing it
That's a hole.
in a
That's like as a whole.
cemetery, it's
Aye.
just a piece of land. So it's like
You can't. It can't. It's nowhere to leave to.
I don't know. That sounds really weird. Also, I think it's important to say that I believe it's a ghost. Shannon, I'm sure you believe it's a
Yes,
ghost.
100%.
But there is reports out there that have kind of tried to explain it and say that there's like sandstone underneath the ground at the mausoleum in the Covenant's prison, and there's like some sort of reaction that sandstone can have where it can give off like electric like pulses and stuff, and that can like sometimes fuck with people's brains. Like,
But that wouldn't give you bruises,
especially
scratches.
exactly, especially sensitive people
Ah.
can have like a reaction. So that could explain
the faint.
the faintings and the people hearing or seeing things or feeling funny. But the
then
actual physical people being attacked,
markings,
that
aye.
you can't explain that away with some sandstone underneath
No, I definitely wouldn't.
underneath a piece of ground. So I think that's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really excited to go and see if
I'm excited to go to.
we experience anything or
Watch this. I'll come back with 1M or something.
no.
He
I think
stole my M. He's trying to drag me in with him, and I'm like, no. Steph had to like save me.
I'll save you. Don't you worry. I'll just be like, listen, you
Get
holiday
to-
Mackenzie. Sit down, love. That's what I'll say. We'll just quickly go back to Mary King's Coast because I was going to do an episode, but I'm not because I'm not interested in it in the slightest. I've been there, I've seen it, and when I was researching it, I was like,
Can't be arsed.
so basically, Mary King's Close is a close in Edinburgh that's underground.
Right, okay.
If you don't know, Edinburgh is actually built on a lot of underground closes
Aye.
and streets that was built on top of. So there's kind of like an underground city in Edinburgh that you don't see because it's obviously underground.
That's how it's so high up as well.
It's like on a hill. Mary King's Close is one of these closes, and it's said to be extremely haunted. But there's a lot of history behind it. I'm not going to get into it because it's too lengthy. But when I personally visited it when I was in Edinburgh, and I did not feel
Anything.
absolutely anything. I'm not saying that I'm psychic or anything like that, but like I know I'm an empath for sure, and I do feel things when I go places like that, and I
You
don't.
feel a certain energy.
I definitely feel energy.
Aye.
But when I was there,
Nothing.
I felt nothing. I felt like I was trying to be scared by the
Something.
people that were telling us, like the guides. I
But
felt
you
like they were
couldn't.
trying to scare us, but
Aye.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's not haunted.
It could
Probably,
be, but maybe
it
you're
probably
just
is,
not,
but I
aye.
just don't. And it is a scary place. Like it's underground. It's
I
creepy.
want to go. Can we go?
We can go,
Just
but
for the purpose of it.
no, we can go. But I just feel like it's
Not worth the hype.
and it's said to be haunted by a little girl called, I think her name's Annie.
Right.
Like a psychic had came and said that there was a little girl there. She was lost. She wanted her mum. She wanted plushies and stuff. Like she wanted her doll. So people started leaving.
Dolls.
There's a room there that's just filled with dolls and toys for Annie. Again, I just didn't feel it absolutely anything when I was there,
That's
nothing.
right.
and I just felt like I was trying to be scared by
For something it's
the,
not.
the guides were trying to scare me for some reason. I don't know why. I just wasn't scared. Maybe we'll go next time, and maybe I
You
will.
might be different. Aye.
I might. Aye.
Who knows? Maybe
Apologies.
wee Annie might smack his weird doll.
Apologies to anybody that loves that place, but I genuinely thought it was garbage. That's just my opinion.
I've not been, so I can't comment
It's worth a
yet, but I
visit.
will comment.
It's worth a visit 100%. Please go visit it. It's really interesting to be underground and see like all the buildings, because you can still see like all the windows, and it's really interesting history-wise. But I don't feel like it should be advertised as a scare attraction.
But it's not, yeah.
Because it's not scary to me. Anyway, so, don't come for me. That's just my opinion. I'm sure there's many of you out there who think that the vaults is fake and that I didn't experience that with that wee boy holding my hand. But,
I've got goosebumps again. You talking about that?
different strokes for different folks.
Actually,
She's got goosebumps because
I've actually got goosebumps. Let me stop it.
Okay, further to that, I'll just add a wee bit onto that, right? So see that story about the wee boy holding my hand? My ex-boyfriend, one night he woke up and I was standing in my room getting ready, and he thought that I could visibly see that he was like having like a weird experience, because he woke up and I was like looking at him and I was like, what? Like waiting for him to say something to me, and he never did. He went back to sleep, and then when I came home, he told me that when he woke up, he's seen a little boy standing beside me holding my hand with just a big smile on his face, right? And it was,
oh my god!
He said it was so creepy. It was so creepy, and he said he was blonde, and I was like, what? But what freaked me out was that I was awake. I was awake when it happened, and he was looking at me awake, and he seen it, and he just was like, no, and just rolled down and went back to sleep.
I know, but they're like, hold on, if you wink, can I like kill you or something?
So in my mind, I was always like, what if the wee boy that was in there, like,
it came with you?
he kind of just like was holding my hand and then was like, right, let's go.
Imagine it came with you.
Imagine.
He's still kicking about. Jack, you about?
Don't say that. Don't you say that, because now I'll have an experience.
If you're there, make a movement.
Oh my god, there's stuff floating.
Oh, I'm levitating, Stefanie, help me.
Alright guys, that's the Mackenzie Poltergeist. Really interesting stuff. There's a lot of stuff online if you guys want to go and read some stories. I think it's interesting because we can go visit.
I know, I want to go and see it.
Please, 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 if you guys ever get the chance to visit, let us know if you've had any experiences.
Tag us.
Yep, if you have had any experiences, or you visit and have an experience, please drop us an email at scottishandscared@gmail.com. We would be really interested to read that. We love reading stories. Go follow us on Instagram at scottishandscaredpod. We would really appreciate that. And if any of you guys just have anything you want to send us, anything
you want us to talk about,
it doesn't have to be Scottish related. As we said, we're going to start branching out into other parts of the world. Just send us an email
or a DM.
Or slide into our DMs.
Slide into the DMs.
Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay weird, stay scared. Bye, guys.
Bye.